Hey everyone, welcome to Restorative Yoga with me, Anna. Thank you so much for being here. So for those of you that do not know, I really enjoy teaching my flows around whatever astrological sign that the moon is currently in. So tonight, that is Cancer, which means our flow is going to be centered around a very nurturing, supportive energy. So with that said, we want to make sure that we have some supportive props like a bolster, a blanket, blocks if you have them. Those are optional. It's just, extra. So if you don't have a bolster, you can stack two pillows on top of each other and that will do just great. So we'll go ahead and make our way down to our seat. Taking a moment here to just settle in. Maybe we remove the fleshy parts from our sit bones and sit up nice and tall. Begin to notice your breath without changing it. Just paying attention. Maybe it's slower or faster than what it normally is, and that's okay. We're just bringing awareness to this present moment. So taking that one step inward to connect with our internal landscape. We'll start to deepen our breath by filling up the belly and then the rib cage and lifting the heart. And soft exhale out through the mouth. Take 2 more rounds of breath like this at your own pace. You can allow the breath to return to normal. Flutter the eyes open if they are closed, and we'll go ahead and invite some gentle movement. So we'll start with inhaling, sweeping the arms up and overhead. On an exhale, we're gonna lean over to the right. You may use that block or a pillow here for the right hand, and then we're gonna swoop that left arm up and overhead. Pressing our left hip down into the earth, breathing here. Staying for the exhale. One more round. We'll inhale, come back through to center and switch sides. So we're moving that block over to the left side, pressing down through the right hip, swooping that right arm up and overhead. Breathing here. One more round of breath. Inhale back through to center. On an exhale, twist over to the right, using your left hand on your right knee to twist you a little bit more. And that's only if it feels good, right? So we're not cranking here, just finding a nice lift through the heart and a gentle twist. Inhale, we come back through to center, sweeping the arms up and overhead. Exhale, twist over to the left, using the right hand to the left knee to deepen your twist gently. Breathing here. Inhale back through to center, sweeping the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Pressing your thumbs into your heart space. We'll go ahead and create an intention for today's practice. So if you do not have an intention in mind, I offer you trust. Now you may feel called to repeat this mantra that I have for you. You may do so silently or aloud, or just listen. I trust in myself and my divine purpose. I am meant to unapologetically follow my heart and trust my intuition. So take a moment here to breathe your intention in and exhale, relax. We can flutter the eyes open if they're closed and make our way into tabletop pose. So you can remove the block to the side and we'll make our way to tabletop here, checking in with alignment and bringing our shoulders over our wrists, slight bend in the elbows here. Knees are stacked underneath the hips. From here, we'll inhale, send the heart forward, raise the gaze. And exhale, press the earth away, chin to chest, tuck that tailbone underneath. Inhale, we lift up. And exhale, round through. Moving with grace, inhale. And exhale, round through. We'll inhale back to a neutral position. From here, we'll kick our left leg back, flex the toes towards the face. Lift the left leg and cross it over to the right. From here, we'll bend into the right elbow, look over that right shoulder. This is going to create a nice twist and a little expansion on that left side, so we'll breathe here. And exhale. Inhale deeply. Exhale, unwind, placing that left knee down to meet the right. Beautiful. We'll kick our right leg back on an inhale, lift it up, cross it over. Bend into your left elbow, look over that left shoulder. Breathing here. Staying for the exhale. Inhale deeply. And exhale, uncross, bringing that right knee back down to meet the left. From here, we can bring our big toes to touch. Knees are going to come out wide. You can send the hips back into a child's pose. If this child's pose is not feeling comfortable, you may invite those pillows or a bolster in front of you. So pillows or bolster would go directly in front of you here. And then you're going to walk down into that child's pose, relaxing your right cheek first. Taking a moment here to ground down and sink into the mat. Checking in with our breath. On your next inhale, slowly lift that right cheek and switch over to the left cheek. Allow your inhales and exhales to relax you more into this posture. Inhale, slowly lift up the left cheek. Walk your hands back to remove your bolster or your pillows off to the side. And from here, we're going to walk all the way down and slide onto our belly. And from here, we can find Spinks Pose. So our elbows are by our rib cage, kind of underneath our shoulders here. So we lift the heart, squeeze the shoulder blades together, press the tops of the feet and the hips down into the mat. And breathing here. If you would like a little bit of support, you may invite a pillow underneath your chest to where your elbows are still on the mat, or a blanket if that feels better. Breathing here, filling up with love and trust. We'll inhale deeply here. And exhale, slowly lower down, bringing your hands on top of each other to create a small pillow for your forehead. You can bend your knees and windshield wipe gently left to right. We'll come back to stillness, lower our legs down, and begin to slide the hands back to lift the chest. Remove the pillow if you have one off to the side. And from here, we'll bring the hands by our rib cage, lift up into tabletop pose. Beautiful. So from tabletop, we'll inhale the right arm up towards the ceiling. On an exhale, thread the needle underneath the left, dropping the right shoulder down to the mat. From here, you can walk your left hand up by the corner of your mat, if that feels good. And if it doesn't, you may keep that left hand in front of your face for support, or you may take a bind behind the low back. Breathing here. We'll slowly begin to unwind, placing that left hand back down. On an inhale, sweep the right arm up, and exhale, lower it down to meet the left. Beautiful. We'll inhale the left arm up, and exhale, thread the needle, dropping that left shoulder to the mat. Same option here, that right hand may come up to the corner of your mat or behind the low back for a bind. Breathing in here. And exhale. One more round. And exhale. Slowly begin to unwind, placing that right hand in front of your face, and on an inhale, sweep your left arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, lower it back down. Beautiful. From here, we're going to walk our hands out in front of us and begin to engage the back feet, so tuck the toes underneath, send the hips up and back into downward facing dog. Beautiful. So press down through the hands, widening through the fingers. Take a bend in the knee here. Knees. You don't have just one knee. And you can take a moment to pedal out your dog very slowly and gently by bending into one knee and then the other. And from here, we'll inhale the eyes forward, slowly walk your feet to meet your hands, taking a forward fold here. Bend into the knees. If you're having any low back pain, tucking that chin to your chest. And breathe here. Inhale, slowly rise up to standing, to Tadasana. Finding a slight bend in the knees here. Checking in with our breath. Is it faster or slower? Do we notice any change? And if not, that's a-okay. We're just paying attention. Grip down through your feet onto the mat. Feel the earth underneath you, supporting you always. And then we'll slowly bring awareness to our knees and our hips. Maybe we rock left to right, finding some movement and gentle swaying here. Maybe we hinge forward and back. And if that feels good, maybe we put all of those moves together and bring it around town. And then switch directions. And remembering to breathe here. Once you feel at peace with that movement, we'll find stillness. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Exhale, sit deep for chair pose. Breathing in here, lifting the heart, lifting the gaze. I love Child's Pose because it's challenging, right? Like, how far can we reach up while we're being pressed down? Breathing here. And exhale. Fold all the way down. Inhale, find a halfway lift. On an exhale, fold. Inhale, raise up to standing. Finding Tadasana again. Beautiful. So we'll bring awareness to the right side of our body, and we'll step back with this right leg into a high crescent lunge. So we'll inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead, spiking that back heel, bringing this left knee over our left ankle. Breathing here. Bring the hands behind the low back for a clasp. Lift the heart. And breathe here. Slowly unwind your bind. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Exhale, step up back to Tadasana. Arms are by our sides. Beautiful. Moving with grace on the left side, we step back into our high crescent lunge on our opposite side. So inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Spike that back heel towards the ceiling. Bring the right knee over the right ankle. Breathing in love and peace. Exhale, bring the hands behind the low back for a bind. Maybe you go for the opposite bind, the one you have to think about. Lift the heart here. And breathe. One more round of breath. And exhale. Inhale, we slowly unwind, lifting the arms overhead. Exhale, step everything up to the front, finding Tadasana. Beautiful. From here, we'll play around with a little bit of balancing. So I'll face you guys so that you may see from the front what this looks like. So we'll start with a tree pose. Grounding down through our right side, maybe finding a slight bend in the right knee. And starting to lean onto that right side, maybe we point the left foot in front of us, playing around with a little bit of stability here. And then maybe we bring it to the inside of our calf. And then if you want a little bit more, that's totally okay. Maybe we bring it up to this inner thigh. The main thing here is we want to be above or below the knee. We don't want to be on this knee joint. So find your variation, and then we'll inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Finding your version, maybe it's a cactus arm, and it's okay if you fall out of this, right? Like the whole point of playing around with these balancing poses is learning to trust yourself. So it's okay if you fall out of it. And we'll just come right back to it. So maybe finding a different variation with the arms. When you're ready, we'll slowly come back down, walk the feet out, and then we'll bring awareness to the left side of our body. Grounding down through that left leg. Maybe we point the right foot, playing around with what it feels like to balance on our left side. When you're ready, bring your right foot to your inner calf or bring it up to the inner thigh. Maybe you don't grow branches and you keep your hands at heart center. That's a-okay too. We're just learning to explore and trust our intuition. So find your variation and breathe. It's okay if you sway in the wind as trees do. That's a-okay too. I did not mean for that to rhyme, but whatever. We're going with it. We're flowing with it. And when you're ready, slowly come back down. Walk your feet out. Very nice. So from here, we'll go ahead and play with big toe stand. So I'll continue to show you what that looks like from the front. So we'll bend into our right knee, start to balance. You can bring your hands to your hips for support. Inhale, lift your left knee to 90 degrees. Now, you do not have to reach for your toe here. You can bring your hand to your knee and stay here. This is a wonderful stopping point if this is what's in your practice today. Now, if you want to add an extra layer, peace fingers around the big toe, and then we kick it out in front of us, and then to the side. So, finding your variation and breathing. Slowly begin to unwind, and if you fall out like I just did, that's okay. Each day, my practice varies, right? So you may have some of the same thing happening, right? Maybe one day, it feels very easy to get that toe stand on your right side. And then maybe today, you're falling out of it like I just did, but that's okay. We're taking time to practice compassion and love for ourselves. So if you came out of it, that's all right. You can come right back in it. And then when you're ready, meet me here, walking our feet out. And when you're ready, we'll ground down through our left leg, bending into our left knee. Inhale, lift the right knee up. You can stay here. Go for the peace fingers around the big toe. And then moving it out to the side. Breathing here. Trusting yourself. Beautiful. When you're ready, slowly come out and then make your way back down. And just notice, right? Notice any differences. Maybe one side was easier than the other, and that's okay. We're just paying attention, right? Learning our bodies and learning to trust them and moving with purpose. So we'll come back to stillness. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Hands to heart center. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Taking a moment here to check back in with our intention. We'll inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale, reverse swan dive all the way down. We'll inhale, find a halfway lift, shining the heart. And exhale, fold, plant the hands, step back with your right foot, drop your right knee. And then we'll step back with our left foot and dropping our left knee. So from here, we're just gonna walk our hands up, sitting onto our heels. So if that hurts, you need some support, bring a pillow underneath the hips or a bolster, whatever feels better. So we're finding this hero's pose here, and we're gonna bring our hands out to the side. So like we're making a T. Bring your right hand underneath the left for eagle arms. So I'm gonna show a couple of variations here. You can bring them to touch and twist. If that doesn't feel good, back of the hands to touch. If that still doesn't feel good, go ahead and give yourself a hug. And breathe here. Slowly begin to unwind on your next inhale. And on your exhale, we bring the left arm underneath, finding that variation, whatever we took on the opposite side. So once you've got your variation, come back to your breath, following your rhythm, your pace of breath. Slowly and mindfully unwind. Inhale. And exhale, drop the hands down by your side. You can lift the hips up, removing this pillow or bolster down and making your way to your seat. Swing the legs out in front of you. So here, we're going to practice a little bit of bridge. And so we're gonna scoot our hips down towards our heels. Arms can be by our sides, slowly lower down to the mat. And from here, we'll take a moment to get adjusted. If you would like a pillow or a block, personally, I like a block a little bit more for my bridge pose, but you can also use the bolster, double pillows, whatever is calling to you today. So we'll inhale, lift the hips up, place the block, pillow, or bolsters underneath. And relax the hips back down. Hands can be pressing down into the mat, shoulders behind the heart. Feet press down into the earth as well, feeling that earth connection to our body, feeling the support in this posture. Slowly bring awareness back to your breath, slowing it down, filling up with deep belly breaths. And soft exhales. We'll inhale, lift the hips up. And remove the block or bolster and exhale your way back down very slowly and mindfully. The hips are the last thing to touch. Once we find ourselves back on the mat, we can find a rock and roll here. So we're gonna bring our knees into our chest and rock left to right, giving ourselves a little low back love, a little low back massage. Maybe we come back through to center and find some circles with our knees in one direction. And then switching directions. Remembering to breathe here and be here now. We'll come back to stillness. Extend the legs and drop the feet back down. We'll inhale the right leg up, foot to toes towards the face. cross the right leg over to where the right ankle's on top of the left knee. Left knee comes in to the chest, hands will wrap around the thigh. This is figure 4 or a reclined pigeon variation. Both feet will stay flexed here. You can use your right elbow to press your right knee away. Maybe you feel your hips starting to light up. Remember to send loving deep breaths to that area. Inhale slowly and deeply. On an exhale, unwind your bind, releasing the left thigh, uncrossing the right leg and placing it back down onto the mat. Take a moment to pause here and just notice any positive sensations that have occurred. We'll inhale, lift the left leg up, cross it over the right, and bring that right knee in towards the chest. Hands wrap around the right thigh, both feet flex, and maybe you use the left elbow to press the left knee away. Breathing here, filling up with loving, supportive energy. And exhale, let it go. Slowly and deeply inhale. And exhale, slowly unwind, placing the right leg back down. Uncross the left and drop it down to meet the right. Maybe you do a subtle windshield wipe here, just rocking left to right. And then bring yourself to stillness, to pause, to just track sensation on the left side. From here, we'll roll over onto our right side, press ourselves up, and I'm going to turn towards you guys so that you can see. So from here, we're going to find butterfly pose with our feet pressing together. You can keep the feet in front of you, like a little further in front of you, if that feels better. If you're looking for a deeper hip stretch, you can bring those feet in towards you closer. So it's all about trusting yourself and finding that personal preference and that empowerment in your practice. So find your variation wherever you're at. Maybe you remove the fleshy parts from your sit bones first and sit up nice and tall. This is a perfectly great pose to stay in, just nice and lifted like this. But if you would like a little bit more, you can use a block for your forearms to come down onto. If the block isn't comfortable, you can just use any old pillow. and come down that way. Breathing here, coming back to our intention of trusting in ourselves and our divine purpose. And if the mind starts to wander, that's okay. Simply have gratitude for the thinking mind and bring yourself back to this present moment. On your next inhale, slowly begin to lift yourself back up, removing the pillow or the bolster. Walk to the side. Hands can walk behind the hips. Knees together. Windshield wipe left to right here. Beautiful. So we'll swing the legs out long. You can make a V shape with your legs. We're going to find wide-legged forward fold. So you can use your block, pillows, or bolster here. A cool trick I've learned with the bolster is if you're having really, really tight hamstrings for some reason and you just cannot get down low to your forearms or your head, you can use this bolster on its long side and use your forehead against it. And so you can kind of find what feels best for you. And so finding that variation and trusting in yourself, again, to choose a variation that serves your body. Filling up with love and peace. So I'm just kind of going through showing you guys some variations. Maybe you use your forearms on top of the bolster, flex the toes towards the face here. Slowing the breath down, filling up with a nurturing, supportive energy. As you soften into this pose, you may notice that you find more extension. So you can come down further if you like, or stay wherever you're at. Inhale, slowly begin to lift yourself back up wherever you are. Maybe the feet come together for a little wiggle, a little shake, a little shimmy. Beautiful. And from here, we'll find our way down to our backs. And we'll slowly come into a happy baby. So both knees are gonna bend 90 degrees. Reach for the outsides of your feet if you can. If that does not feel good, peace fingers around the big toe also work. So finding your variation. Press the hips down into the earth. And maybe you begin to find movement by straightening one leg and then the other. Finding that childlike spirit that keeps us from becoming grumpy adults. So finding that play in the posture. Remembering to still breathe into this space. When you're ready, you can slowly release your bind, bringing your legs out long. So we'll bring the arms to a T. Inhale the knees to 90 degrees. On an exhale, drop the knees over to the right. So you may use a pillow underneath, that's fine, but we're gonna bring our eyes over our left arm here. If it feels good, you can use a pillow or a bolster and straighten your top leg, your left leg. We'll inhale, slowly unwind, bringing both knees back to center. And on an exhale, we'll slowly drop both knees over to the left, soft gaze over the right arm. So if you took that variation with the bolster to support your knees, go ahead and do so on this side. And then if it feels good, you can straighten that right leg. We'll inhale, slowly unwind back through to center. From here, I can bring the knees to hover at 90 degrees. Inhale, press them away. On an exhale, bring them in for Apanasana. So inhale, push away. Exhale, pull towards. Find a few more of these at your own pace, following your rhythm of breath, trusting your movement, and trusting yourself. When you're ready, lower the legs back down. And then you can take whatever last pose is calling to you. Maybe that is legs up the wall or waterfall, which you can always do supported as well. So you can stack your pillows or your bolster. The point is just to get the legs above the heart to promote circulation here. So if that's the pose you want to take with me, you may. But if you want to take any other poses, please feel free to do so in this moment. Wherever you're at, find a deep breath and a soft exhale. Filling up with loving, nurturing energy. Feeling yourself relax into the mat. Allowing your thoughts to float freely without any attachments. Inhale deeply here. And exhale, audible sigh. Take 2 more rounds of breath, just like that, filling up the belly. And exhale, audible sigh. Last one together. Inhale deeply. And exhale, audible sigh. Allow the breath to return to normal. You can stay here for Shavasana if you like. If not, you can remove the bolster and pillows and begin to make yourself comfortable for your final resting pose, your Shavasana. So if you're coming down, you can use the bolster underneath your knees for support, a blanket over the body for some added comfort. I mean, after all, guys, it is Taurus season. Let's get nice and cozy here. So you can use that pillow underneath your head and slowly make your way down to the mat to rest. Allow the palms to face up to receive energy. And if you're looking for more grounding energy, you can face the palms down so that you're feeling the earth underneath your palms. And just begin to settle in to this final rest, allowing yourself to relax and breathe in peace and calm. Maybe do a quick head to toe scan and just ask your higher self, where can I soften? Where can I let go? Take a few swallows to relax the jaw. Maybe part the lips. Once you feel like you've gotten nice and cozy, we'll start to bring our attention to our heart space. Start to envision a green glowing energy that feels loving and kind. And with each breath, this energy grows more and more. As we inhale, drawing up this loving, nurturing energy from the earth. And as we exhale, we feel this expand all the way to our fingers, our toes, to the point where it almost feels like a bubble. As you inhale and exhale this loving green energy, allow yourself to relax more and more into your final rest. Slowly begin to bring your awareness back to this moment. You can take any movement that is subtle and that feels organic and good. Maybe that's wiggling the fingers or rotating the wrists. Maybe you change directions and then bring awareness to the feet. moving however feels good to you. When you're ready, we can bend our knees, removing the blocks, bolster or blanket, and roll over on to our favorite side, using the arm or a pillow underneath the head. Before we sit up, we'll just take a moment here to find gratitude. Find gratitude to ourselves for showing up to the mat and doing the work and cultivating self-love and self-care. And find gratitude for each other. Though we are not physically together, we are still supporting each other. And finally, find your gratitude for this moment in time and space. On an inhale, slowly sit yourself back up into an easy seat. We'll bring our hands to our heart center and find Lotus Mudra. We'll breathe in deeply to send this loving, renewing energy out to everyone that we know and to everyone that we've yet to meet. We'll bring our lotus to our third eye, inhaling and exhaling to send the loving, renewing energy to ourselves. Together we say, Sat Nam. Truth is my identity. You may bow forward to seal in your practice. Thank you again so much, everybody, for taking time this evening to flow with me and practice a restorative yoga. So, yeah, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your evening. We're cutting that out. Thank you so much for taking time this evening with me to practice restorative yoga. Signing off. See y'all later.